All right, everyone, it is September 23rd, 2013. Now, this video and the one that will follow this will be my final wake-up call and warning to the church on this topic. Now, in my last video, the true healing power and exposing the false faith healers, the prosperity gospel preachers, we had talked about how after they have qualified the person, the customer, the paying customer, the congregation, they are able to show what appears to be a miraculous healing. I mentioned how they can even have a person in a wheelchair get up out of a wheelchair and walk. I'm going to explain that one, how that works in just a moment. And I had mentioned, and many of you have asked to see, you want to know how do they cause the deaf to hear and the blind to see. And I thought rather than explain it to you, I would show you how it works. Now, as far as a person being brought up on stage in a wheelchair, being prayed over, and being able to stand up out of that wheelchair and walk across the stage, let me explain how it works. Have you ever been into a large shopping center, a Super Kmart, Myers, or a Walmart shopping mall, and you see those people riding in the mobility carts? Now you see them throughout the store, going up and down the aisles, seated in this electric mobility cart. Only when you go to the parking lot to go to your car, there you see them parking the mobility cart, returning it to the store, standing up and walking to their vehicle. Or you see someone in a wheelchair or an electric wheelchair, which many of these large chain stores provide for the customers. Now you see them up and down the aisles in the wheelchair, either a regular wheelchair, which is provided by a lot of these giant chain stores, or an electric wheelchair. You see them go through the checkout, only to return the wheelchair, stand up, and walk to their car. Or with the electric mobility carts, you see them riding up to their vehicle that has a lift on the back, only to have the person that is assisting them put the vehicle on the electric hoist, the lift, while the disabled person gets up and walks around to the other side of the vehicle and gets in the vehicle. These people are not paralyzed. They are disabled, but they can walk. And when they do walk, it's very uncomfortable for them. Thus, when you are at a large ministry, when you see the person get up out of the wheelchair and walk across the stage, that's what a lot of the audience doesn't catch. They can walk. They are not disabled to the point that they cannot walk. They're not paralyzed. Now, as far as the healings, bringing sight to the blind and hearing back to the deaf, I want to make mention, because I'm going to do a video that follows. There are a lot of people in the world today that perform these fake faith healings. And in the past, and let me give you a few names, and this is going to be coming up with the video that follows this one. Part of the prosperity gospel and phony faith healing practice are people like Rodney Howard-Browne, Kenneth Copeland, John Crowder, Randy Clark, Todd Bentley, IHOP, the International House of Prayer, just to name a few. And if they have ever prayed for you or anyone that's involved in this movement, and you are not healed on the spot, they will tell you that you are lacking in faith. But if you expose them, expose the darkness, they're going to call you a Pharisee. How do these phony fake healers, church, how do they bring hearing back to the deaf and sight to the blind? Let's watch.
People are being abused or mistreated because of their faith is disgusting. So I feel responsible to do this job as well as possible.
We've researched the major miracles that faith healers perform, and now I want to show Nathan what I believe lies behind them.
Today you are going to witness the miraculous. The blind will see, the deaf will hear, limbs will grow out. These are faith-healing miracles, and I'm going to show you how to perform them.
Just take these hearing aids out.
You foul spirit of deafness, take your hands off this woman in Jesus' name.
How do I sound now?
Loud.
Loud.
Here is a popular miracle of making the deaf hear. I'm going to demonstrate this and some other miracles exactly as they might be presented at a faith-healing event like the one you can see here.
And now you can hear?
Yes.
The people you see being healed at these events are selected by the faith healers team, the catchers, who bring them up on stage to present them to the healer.
Darren, this lady's been deaf since birth.
All of our volunteers have genuine registered disabilities. I've merely asked them to respond completely honestly and imagine they were at a real event with an audience.
You can lip read? Okay. This woman has been deaf since she was born. She doesn't know what it is to hear. So you can read my lips. So I'm going to turn away and say a word. 27. Nope, she can't hear. She needs to lip read to hear what I'm saying. Let's heal these ears. She hasn't heard a word for 39 years. Without lip reading, she doesn't know what I'm saying to her. Heal this woman. Restore her hearing. I hate those devils of deafness. I hate those devils of deafness, and I cast them out now. I command this hearing to be restored. To be restored now. How many clicks? 3. Say Jesus.
Jesus.
She's no longer lip reading.
A miracle seems to have happened. But before I explain this, let's see another one, this time with someone who's registered blind.
Darren, this is Ian.
Mm-hmm.
He's been blind since birth.
Been blind since birth. And how old are you now, Ian?
46.
This man is 46. He has been blind since birth. This man has never been able to see. He doesn't know what it's even like to be able to see. Take a step forward for me. Let's start praying. Father, I command those devils of blindness to come out of this man. I command in Jesus' name those devils of blindness to leave this man in Jesus' holy name. Spirit, fall upon this man. Heal this man. Bring him back up. Bring him back up. Come forward, come forward, come forward. Father, open this man's eyes. Ian, how many fingers am I holding up? Tell me how many fingers. 2. He sees! Lord be praised, this man sees. Ian, I've got a handkerchief. Take the handkerchief from me. Take it from me. Follow me around. Come on, follow me around. Somebody praise the Lord. This man can see. His sight is restored. These are the miracles. Who believes in miracles?
He's been healed from blindness, but let's go back to Sophie and find out a little more.
Have I just really healed you of deafness?
No.
You are moderately deaf, but you're essentially hearing impaired. Yes, you can't really hear without your hearing aid if I face the other way. But all the clicks and everything you can hear anyway.
Yeah.
And you're not healed because, well, nothing has changed.
In a similar way, although Ian has genuinely been blind since birth, like most registered blind people, he has some impaired vision. And with the right lighting, he can see blurred shapes and colours, enough to see the number of fingers I was holding against my dark jacket.
Tell me how many fingers.
2.
Enough to see my bright handkerchief. And of course, his hearing helps him follow me around the room.
Follow me around. Come on, follow me around.
Both of these major miracles are created by allowing the audience to be misled about the extent of someone's real condition, then presenting things they can already do as evidence of change, when actually they're just the same as they were before.